Hi everyone, Lance here, best day ever MTB, and today's video is absolutely going to blow your mind. And why? Well, I've been thinking about getting a new mountain bike, but they're really expensive, right? So I did some research on the internet and I bought this thing. It's called the Harry Potter Magic Mountain Bike Wand. And I'm thinking, okay, you're a bit skeptical, right? So was my wife, a little bit angry when I said I'd paid $1,000 for it. But the website said money back guarantee, and it had loads of testimonials that said it worked great. So $1,000, swap any bike you like. It's a bargain, right? So anyway, let's give this thing a whirl. All right. New mountain bike. Okay, that didn't work. All right. I didn't want to have to do this. It seems a bit of a drastic thing to do, but I'm going to look at the instructions. Oh, damn, I haven't got my glasses. Okay. All right, yep, think I've got that. Shimano, SRAM, Fox, and RockShox 2. Make me a new e-bike and make it awesome too. Bam! Holy moly. I think I might be in trouble with the wife now. This isn't good, is it? Let me just get the instructions out one more time. All right, okay. Turns out I just had it around the wrong way. It's all right, don't worry, guys, don't panic. Okay. Shimano, SRAM, Fox, and RockShox 2. Make me a new e-bike and make it awesome too. Bam! Woohoo! It worked, and you guys were skeptical, right? So what is it? It's the new KTM Prowler. You may have seen me review this one recently, and so I decided this was the one I was going to wish for. Why? Well, number one, the most important reason of all is it's orange, and I really like orange. The last bike, the Levo, was okay, but it was matte algae green, and I must admit, even when I bought it, I struggled with that colour. What else? It's 180 mils of travel up front, 170 at the rear. I can case anything I like on this thing and it's not going to matter. So I'm interested to see what I can do with a big travel coil bike. It's a mullet. I reckon there's something in that as well. So anyway, let's go for the very first ride on my new bike. Come with me. Okay, so you're probably asking, Lance, did that magic wand really work, and where can I get one? Well, to be honest, it didn't work, and I had to buy this with cold hard cash, or in reality, I used my credit card. Now, I make a lot of videos reviewing e-mountain bikes, and I get a lot of comments, and I enjoy getting the comments from you guys, but a lot of the comments go around the thing. It's like, for a high-end one, they'll go ridiculously overpriced, never paying that. And if I review a low-spec e-bike, I get the comment, I'm not paying that much money for a bike that's low-spec. So we all can pretty much agree that they're expensive. I looked online at the KTM site, and I can get a brand new 250cc motocross bike for the same money. So yeah, we can all agree that e-bikes, and to be honest, mountain bikes, don't represent maybe the best money you could possibly spend. Saying that, if you want one, you want one. Unless you can make your own, you're going to have to buy what's out there. Now the question therefore, is the KTM Prowler ridiculously overpriced? And I don't think it is, compared with what else is around. It's a carbon frame bike, carbon bars, DT Swiss wheels, XTR derailleur drivetrain, and XTR brakes. So a pretty nicely spec bike. Now if you compare that, you can get a Pivot Shuttle, I think the 29er, for $20,000. You can get a Santa Cruz Bullet, again for about 20 grand. And believe it or not, the S-Works Levo that's coming out for 2022 is going to be sold for just over 25,000. So that makes the KTM Prowler pretty much a mid-range e-bike. It's certainly not actually anywhere near the top end. And given how high spec it is, I actually think it's a pretty good buy. But anyway, I do admit they are expensive, and I am very, very lucky to be in a position to afford one. I'll make excuses, but yeah, I don't do anything else. I don't have a boat, I don't have a classic car, I don't have a motorcycle. E-bikes are my thing, and this is where I spend all of my money. And it's a lot of money, but I really, really enjoy riding them. So for me, I guess it's worthwhile. You may disagree. Alright
Alright, well we're out at Woodhill Bike Park here in West Auckland. Now you may be not familiar with Woodhill Bike Park, but this is probably one of the best places to ride after heavy rain. And last night and this morning, torrential rain, and so I decided to come here. It's sand-based, drains really well. I've been riding for about half an hour and my bike is still spotlessly clean. I just didn't have the heart to take it into Riverhead Forest and get it plastered with clay and mud and basically mess up my brand new tidy bike. Love riding a new bike. I must admit, it's always that new bike feel, isn't it? Haven't quite got it dialed in yet, but certainly suspension feels really plush. I'll have to check. I'm not 100% sure whether the coil is the right one for me, but anyway, I guess I'll work that out with time. Interestingly, if you remember my review video, I complained about the seat post being a 125. Well, for some reason when I bought this one, it's come with a 150, so that's a good thing, except it still has a stupid lever, so I haven't decided yet. I'm either going to swap out the whole seat post or swap out the lever. But anyway, 150 is what I'm used to riding with. It's certainly a lot better than a 125. Going to get cush cool for the rear. I've got a water bottle coming. A few other things I've secured on the kiosk display here so that that can't fall off. So anyway, let's do some more riding, eh?
Now, if you're a regular to watching my videos, you'll know that I'm just a little bit different to everybody else. I don't like being different. I don't like to have the same as everybody else. And so the KTM was a good choice for me in that respect. And then it's kind of it's a high-end brand, I think. It's sort of a boutique brand. Before I had my Levo, I actually was riding a Zero Taniwha, which again is a really cool bike that not many people have. So that was one of the reasons I got the KTM. Now, you may argue that a Specialized Levo is hardly a boutique brand, and I guess one of the other reasons I choose an e-bike is that I want really good after-sales support, and Specialized are very good at that, but also I believe that in Auckland I can get really good backup and support for the KTM, so that's another reason for buying this bike.
Now if you're thinking, Lance, you're slower and puffing more than normal, and that's saying something for your videos, well, you're not wrong. I must admit, been struggling the last couple of weeks with the old flu lurgy bug thing. The Giant 2W, I was supposed to be doing that, but was sick and didn't turn up for that. So this is the first ride I've done out in a couple of weeks, and I must admit I'm struggling a little bit. Don't worry though, I did have the old COVID test. I don't know if in New Zealand what they do is they put a swab just inside your nose and then they slide it up just a little bit past your eyeball, and then they push it up a little bit until it's just gone into your brain, and then they push it just a little bit more, and then they leave it a little while they update their Facebook page, and then they pull it out. Not a very pleasant experience. I've had it done twice now, and I must admit I do feel sympathy for those people who have to have it done all the time. Anyway, that's why I'm riding so terribly and slow, but anyway, hopefully next few weeks be back to my normal self.
Really enjoying the bike so far. Certainly the suspension is really plush. It's amazing, you go off some drops and you think it's going to be harsher than it is, and yet it just seems to soak it up, so I'm really enjoying that. The only thing I'm not so much enjoying is that old Bosch rattle. I believe, and I'm finding out more about it, but I believe that it's actually the motor that rattles. It's a Bosch thing, and I've ridden a few and I've experienced that, but this is the first one I've owned. So if you guys know more about why Bosch motors rattle, I would really be interested to know about that, so maybe let me know in the comments. I think it's probably something I'll get used to, but yeah, I generally like a really quiet bike. Now I must admit, when I watched this footage back, I realised how terribly slow and pathetic it looked, so I decided to move on to a new location in a couple of days' time with a few more interesting features and a few drops and jumps.
Okay guys, for those of you who are still watching this video, most impressed, because to be honest, when I got home and watched the footage of Woodhill, it was so lame. It was like watching Zach ride, or even worse, Slow Steve. So for those of you guys who are still watching, I'm super impressed. But anyway, I thought it's not justice. It's not justice for a brand new bike on new bike day. So I brought it out to Zach's farm, thought we'd do a few jumps, and anyway, let's have a bit more fun on it.
Okay, so if you've watched my videos before, you guys know the drill. It's not really Zach's farm, but I'm not going to tell you where it is. And don't just put in the comments where it is. If you know where it is, carry on riding here. If you don't know where it is, well, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. There was quite a few other people out here. In fact, coming down here, there's a lot of guys that I often meet up with who are doing their own filming. And yeah, it was really nice catching up with everybody who said they'd watched the channels. I thought I was going to be the only one out there today, but yeah, there was a reasonable number of people. Must admit, the KTM, I really start to enjoy jumping this thing. It really flies nicely, and even better, it lands nicely.
Alright, I know you're going to ask in the comments, what in the world is going on with your handlebars? So let me explain quickly. Okay, was having some issues with the headset. Yeah, this thing looks really ugly, but the headset was coming loose. With the integration of this into the headset, I couldn't seem to tighten it up without making this come out or come loose. So anyway, I put a normal headset on, tightened it up, and I've just taped that onto the handlebars for the time being. So it looks ugly, but I will fix it.
As I said, I wasn't the only one out here filming today. The boys are out with their new drone.
Nice, man. So how much do you guys work for to be my drone operator?
For free.
For free? Oh, that'll be, that's the best price. Can of Red Bull and you're done.
And that's it, yeah, we're sorted.
That's what I've got to get. Got to get myself a drone, I think. Look how stable it is, just sitting there amongst the trees. Okay guys, so you know that I'm lazy and I've got an e-bike, but what happens if I took the next step?
Super lazy.
What do we reckon about one of these guys? That looks that'll do the business. No pedaling at all.
You can get a pedal kit for them. It's just pointless.
So what sort of range we get out of this?
60 k's stock.
60 k's?
Top end's about 80 k's in it. It's 750 watts or 6 kilowatts. And a hell of a lot of fun.
I'm sold. Yeah,
Have fun. Get in there, enjoy. Nice and quiet.
We go up the hill?
Yep. Get up on the pegs though.
That's good fun, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It is
hysterical.
indeed. Nice.
I think I'm sold. Pretty cool, eh?
Nice.
So what do you guys reckon about the electric motorbike? Do you reckon I should get one of those? Great fun, but I'm a true athlete and I like to earn my climbs. Okay, maybe that's not true. I guess if you're having fun, that's all it's about really. And I must admit, I'm having real fun on this bike today. One of the cool things about an e-bike, I must admit, I've been struggling with the flu for a couple of weeks and I'm a bit of an asthmatic, so I must admit really struggling to breathe. But at least on an e-bike, the funny thing, I was actually struggling more to breathe going downhill than uphill, because when you're going downhill, you're sort of actually, I think, almost expending more energy than when you're actually climbing the hill. But I must admit, I certainly wouldn't have wanted to do this today on a normal bike.
Ooh, it's the corner.
Alright, so we're doing a run in here to a small jump, and one thing I have noticed with the KTM, the landings are really plush, which I'm really enjoying. I tried to do the next jump and came in way too slow. I'm always a bit nervous about this one.
Oh shit.
And it really didn't seem to matter, even though I was well too short. It didn't feel like I cased anything at all, so I decided to go up one more time and hit it with a lot more speed.
Yes. Woohoo!
Again, maybe a little bit short, but yeah, nice plush landing. Really like that.
Okay. Well, that was good fun. I really enjoyed out here, out on Zach's farm, doing a few jumps. Still not in completely good health, I must admit. I'm so glad I'm on the e-bike because I must admit, wheezing and short of breath coming up the hills even with the motor. Hopefully be feeling better soon anyway. Anyway, let me know what you think. Good purchase, bad purchase. I've got thick skin. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see what I can do on this thing, and you haven't subscribed already, love it if you did that. Give me a thumbs up, like if you like the video as well. And as I always love hearing from you guys. So anyway, hopefully be feeling better soon, and we'll see you on the next one.